Unapologetically me right now. But hey, I just want to touch on something real quick. Validation. And I was like, okay, what do I want to say? I want to say validation and invalidation of the self, right? And I was trying to that's what came out. I was trying to say I was trying to say seeking validation and validating yourself, but what popped up was invalidation of the self. So I just went with it. I was like seeking validation and invalidating yourself, and also validating yourself. So those two things, I know it's like say that 3 times like really fast. So let's talk about validation, how it works, give a couple of examples. Please give your input, put in some comments or whatever you would like. So here's where I'm going with this. On my journey, we're all on a journey, but I'll say my awakening, if you want to say, or where I really delved into the metaphysical world a little bit, is I'll say it that, because I've always been a spiritual person. But in 2015, when I delved into that, one of the hugest gifts that I ever gave myself was validation of the self. Prior to that, a lot of my challenges that I faced is because I was seeking validation outside myself. I didn't know how to do that. And if you know how to do that, great. Give some tips of how you did that. And if you say by not giving a fuck, that is also okay. But we need some, something else to like just a little bit more. We just need a little bit more other than just saying I gave no fucks or I was unbothered or I don't care. Like it needs to be a little bit more in depth with that, because somebody that's watching this is like, I tried that and that failed and that did not work. So when I'm speaking about validation, I'm talking about seeking the approval and the affirmation or confirmation from an outside source, whether the outside source is a person, whether the outside source is a book or something like that. It is good to have those validations. Do not get me wrong. But if you are utilizing that 100% of the time, and you're not able to validate for yourself, if you're not able to confirm for yourself, if you are not able to stand your ground for yourself, then you're going to have a little bit of an issue. So for those of you that have heard my cherry limeade story, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, I'll go back, find the link, and I will post it later because this is live at the present moment. The cherry limeade story is all about validating yourself, trusting yourself, and not trusting the outside influence to make the decision for you. We have talked about before how the devil is of confusion. And when we're talking about the devil, we're not talking about the oogie boogie scary person, right? We're talking about people or situations coming into your space that are causing confusion, which can cause you to invalidate your thought process and what you are creating. It is up for you to stand your ground. As they say in, what is it, basketball, take the charge, right? Yeah, take the charge. Sometimes people and situations will not validate the situation for you. You will have to do it yourself. There are examples where, unfortunately and fortunately, being empathic or being intuitive, and especially you, right? Being empathic and being intuitive, you will feel something, you will have a knowing. And maybe sometimes when you seek that confirmation or you seek that validation, the person and or the situation will not demonstrate to you that you are accurate in that moment. So then you begin to doubt yourself, right? So what happens when you doubt yourself? You start to overthink. Maybe that's not what it is. So what is overthinking meaning? Overthinking means self-doubt, right? You have the gift of discernment to check to see if you are the person that needs to validate what's going on. You got to trust yourself, right? Another phrase that pops up during validation or lack of validation outside of yourself, right, is when people will say, I don't trust people. Okay, it's not that you're not trusting people, it's that you're not trusting yourself to make the right decision about those people, right? So when we are talking about validation and seeking validation, you still have to utilize your what? The word of the day, discernment, right? So I want you to think about a situation where you knew, you had a knowing, right? And you sought that confirmation for validation outside of yourself, be it through a person or be it through a situation. But when you got to the situation, you got to the person, there was no confirmation. Like, well, maybe I was wrong, right? And then maybe the person or the situation hit you with that cherry limeade situation. Again, I'll go and post the link later. But they hit you with that cherry limeade situation, which caused confusion into your life. And so when that confusion came into your life, you just went along with it, only to find out later on, you know what? Maybe the reason why it wasn't confirmed in that moment is because it hasn't happened yet. But you had that knowing inside. So I want you to practice this, right? Okay, teachers, students, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, here is your homework. Okay, I feel two things for your homework. So, number one, homework. In lieu of saying, and this is something I'm working on too, so if y'all catch me saying it, feel free to be like, Tina, all right? Number one, instead of saying, well, shit, we all go through shit, or we all go through some more shit, I'm going through a storm, try saying, I am facing a challenge. Why am I going to say challenge in lieu? Because with challenges mean you have the ability to learn and you have the ability to create a solution with a challenge, right? Okay. And so what leads from challenges? Victories, right? My son and I, my oldest son, I talk frequently to my sons, okay? What'd you say? Oh, hi, Queen Eclipse. Hello. Who's that say? King Jingles. Have you ever tried a bad dragon? I don't know what that is. I don't know what a bad dragon is. So here's something that we talked about yesterday, my oldest son and I. And think about this. When you are facing your challenges, hey, Rob, do you know when you look at the light bulb, there are light bulbs, not just in Texas where I'm at, not just in the United States, but light bulbs are everywhere all over the world, right? And so I heard this story of so I'm paraphrasing, right? When you look at the light bulb today, we take advantage of the fact that we can walk into the store and that we can get a light bulb. Do you know how many times that person failed at creating that light bulb, making it work? How many times, how many materials, how many times it blew up? Let's say 2,000, right? Let's say it took 2,000 times. And during that 2,000 times, the person that created the light bulb, inside they had a knowing. They're like, I know I can create a bulb. I know I can create this energy. I know I can create this work, right? They know that I can. Hey, Jose, I know I can create that, right? Somebody came and told them, man, you ain't gonna never make no light bulb. You better keep lighting this candle. You better keep rubbing these sticks together. But that person was so determined that they continued 2,000 times, right? We're just saying hypothetically, 2,000 times and created this light bulb. And this light bulb, well, we take advantage of because now we can get a light bulb anywhere. Same thing with your knowing. There are some things that you are going to know. There are some things that you are going to come across that it should be unshakable, right? Your faith, right? The belief that something is going to happen in the future, right? Or faith can also be the belief that something's going to happen in the future with your higher power. It depends on what your belief system is. There is no right and wrong. It doesn't matter as long as it's positive. Positive in here only, right? So when you go in to face Challenges. We're gonna stop saying negative stuff. I always have blah 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 story. Challenge. I'm facing a challenge right now. Give yourself the what's the resilience. Give yourself the resilience and the gift of a challenge so you can have a victory. Even if you fail, continue until you get to that point. When people try to come into your life to cause confusion, get rid of it. Step away. Block it. Right? That's what you need to do. This is what you do. That's number one. That's the number one is change from challenge. The second thing is the way to grow your gift, because if you're here, more than likely you're intuitive, more than likely you're empathic, and if you don't know what those things are, then go look it up. Okay, more than likely you have the gift of discernment, so go look it up if you're not sure what those are, or you can book you a one-on-one session with bookwithtina.com and I can give you a one-on-one. Okay, let me put this let me put this disclaimer. I am not here to read your future. I'm here to help you with self-love and building relationships with your family, friends, co-workers, romantic mate, and most importantly, yourself. That's what I specialize in. It's what I'm good at, and that's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to use various tools to do that. What if you're open to it? Okay. So the second thing, when you are building your intuition, okay, you're building your intuition. When you are working on your empathy, because you go into certain rooms and you feel certain things, right? Test confirmation to see if you are right or if you are wrong. If you feel like you are wrong, it's okay. In the moment, put a ticky mark and see if it's something that happened in the future, because you may be that person that is picking up on a situation that has not yet happened. And I just have a feeling that there's a lot of people that's coming into my space right now that are on that journey of learning about their self, learning about their intuition, learning about their being an empath, coming into these various things. And I'm definitely here to help you, bookwithtina.com, right? But practice this. It's like a muscle. People are like, Tina, well, how do you know these certain things? How do you pick up on these certain energies? Because I practice. And I've been practicing what's the word I'm looking for? Intentionally. I've been practicing intentionally since 2015. So now it's a lot easier, and I know how to stand my ground on the knowing that I have, and it is unwavering. When it is a knowing, it is unwavering, as it should be unwavering for you. What I help you with is removing that self-doubt. But you got to be open. You got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to do the work, you're fired already, because I don't want you. I only want people that want to come in and put in this work to better their self. I can't do the work for you. I can lead you to water. I can't make you drink. I'm not going to give you the fish for a day. I'm going to teach you to fish for yourself. You feel me? I love you guys. I need to go do something with this hair, go get ready. But I wanted to do that while it was fresh and while it was on my mind. And I'm glad that you guys are tuned in. So make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you interact. If you go back to the beginning of this video because you came in later, it's okay. That's what the rewind is for. And you ain't got to watch the whole thing at one time. You can watch it in bits and pieces. But please give me your input. What do you think about changing your phrase from, well, I'm just going through something, to I'm facing a challenge right now? Like, that's a different energy, right? What do you think about growing your intuition? What do you think about learning how to trust yourself? What do you think about removing self-doubt? Are you having struggles with that? Are you having an issue? Are you feeling any type of confusion going on in your space? Like, that's the kind of conversations I'm ready to have. How did you get there? Right? You're a teacher student. I'm a teacher student. I'm going to teach you and you're going to learn. And then you're going to teach me and I'm going to learn. That's how this works. Okay. If you need help, bookwithtina.com. I got you. So today, your 2 homework assignments. One, we're going to change to anytime something uncomfortable goes on into our life, sometimes something negative is I'm facing a challenge. Why? Because I'm going to be victorious. It may take me that 2,000 tries, like with that light bulb. It may be less. But during the process, you will learn how to trust yourself. Be grateful for every experience you've ever had. Have the attitude of gratitude, because I promise you, it is definitely going to help you. It's definitely have helped me as well, right? And the second thing, the challenge, and grow your intuition. Practice, practice, practice. I love you guys. You have an awesome and amazing day. It's your girl, Tina Wolf, bookwithtina.com. I will be back with more. Feels good to get that out. I hope you guys are working on validating yourself and not invalidating yourself because of outside influence. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye. Bye-bye. Heart emoji.